Hey you guys, this is Michelle Goldstein and you're at Heart Alchemy Yoga on YouTube. Please subscribe to Heart Alchemy Yoga if you haven't already, and please continue to like, share, and comment on the videos. Let us know what you're getting out of your practice, what your big lessons are these days. It's really inspiring to hear from you. You can also sign up for our email list at heartalchemyyoga.com and find us on Instagram, and you can find us also on Facebook. So it's just cool to build this community. I mean, each of us are a bridge to the next. So be cool about commenting on other people's comments and things too. It's pretty awesome. Some of my best friends I've met through yoga. So anyway, let's get started with this flow today and come to child's pose. I have Amanda who will be demonstrating for us today. And as you settle into your space, the inner space of yourself, allow your breath to become deeper. And become more conscious of your breathing and that inner space of yourself. And as you follow your breath with your mind, we'll begin to transition through some yoga flow. So come on up to your hands and your knees. Tuck the toes under and lift the hips up, press back to downward dog pose. So you can settle yourself in, The first quarter of the practice is really just warming up the mind-body for the experience. And scan through the inner space of yourself. How are you feeling in your body right now? Begin to spread through the fingers and plant the thumb and the pointer finger down especially. And then push up out of the shoulders. Wake up the quads, so you want to make muscles with the fronts of your legs for sure. Good, and then shift forward to a plank position. And let's take the right ankle and cross the right ankle over the left ankle behind you. So you're in plank, the spine is long, the hips are level to the floor, shoulders slide down the back, and you feel the heart lengthen forward, back of the neck is long. Hug the inner legs together. And for advanced yogis, you can lift the corners of your mouth right here too and see what happens when you do that. Good. Now the transition, you'll take an inhale here. And as you exhale, press to down dog, lift the right leg straight up to the sky. And then as you exhale, bring the right knee into your chest, round through the upper back as you move back toward plank. Good. Hug the right heel up toward your hip. Good. And then plank pose again, both legs straight. and lower all the way down to the ground. Beautiful. Release the tops of the feet, hug the elbows in, press up into a cobra pose. Good, and back down to your belly on the exhale. Inhale again, press up to cobra pose. Beautiful. And lower down to the ground. And one more time in cobra, press the tops of the feet down and even start to lift the knees up a little bit. Yeah. And then lower yourself down, tuck the toes under, press to plank, and back to downward dog. Good. You can take a cycle of breath here. Exhale any tension that you don't need. Good. And shift forward to plank and cross the left ankle over the right ankle. Spine nice and long and supported. So feel how the abdominal muscles support the integrity of your spine right here. And engage the inner legs. You can feel that a lot with this position, with the ankles crossed. Relax your face. Beautiful. Down dog, lift the left leg, inhale. Exhale, hug the left knee into your chest, come back to a plank. Round in a little bit through the upper back. Good, and then plank. And lower all the way down to the ground. Good, tops of the feet on the ground. Press up, cobra pose. Again, lower down to your belly. Good, so work the thighs. Press up again, cobra pose, tops of the feet press. And lower down to the ground. One more time, inhale, cobra pose. And lower yourself down to the ground, tuck the toes, press to plank. Very nice, back to downward facing dog. Beautiful. When you're ready, bring your feet to the front of your mat and we'll move through a few rounds of Surya Namaskar A. Lengthen the spine, inhale. Fold in, exhale. Work the feet down mindfully as you rise up to stand up, inhale. And palms together at the heart on the exhale. We'll do full Surya A right now. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold in. Inhale, lengthen out. Exhale, step back to plank. Shift forward on your toes and then lower to chaturanga. Good. Upward facing dog or cobra, your choice. Downward facing dog is the exhale. And you scan through your inner space. Good. Inhale, lift the heels. Exhale, look forward, walk or hop the feet up. Lengthen, inhale. Fold, exhale. Rise to stand, inhale, arms reach. Exhale, palms meet at the heart. Again, inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold in. Inhale, elongate. And exhale, flow to chaturanga. Good. Inhale, up dog. Again, the thighs lift. This is important. And exhale, down dog. And as you advance your practice, you'll find that certain things start to happen more. One is you end up being kinder to yourself. You'll find yourself being more kind and gentle. And two is you'll be more aware of what's happening in your inner space and more responsive to what you feel. Step your right foot up to the front of your mat, please. Lower the left knee to the ground. Take both arms up for a low lunge, Anjaneyasana. Feel a little lift of the low belly and the pubic bone. So you want to engage these lower abdominal muscles, lengthen the tailbone down a little, soften the shoulders. Good. Let's take the fingertips down to the ground, tuck the back toes, lift the left knee up, and step up into standing split at the top of your mat. Good. Allow the neck to soften. And today, let's level the hips. Level the left hip with the right and engage that lifted leg. See, she's nice and engaged. Now, belly in. Lengthen the heart down toward the ground, shoulders away from the ears. Softly step back to crescent lunge. Arms up, back knee up off the floor now. So you can keep the back knee bent if that helps give you more length in the low back. I've been doing that a lot lately because I've got low back stuff going on. Or you can start to work the back leg straight if it feels good to you. Feel the front thigh, the right one, sink down. And again, you could lift the corners of your mouth. Beautiful. And for this last breath, see if you can really sink into it as you find the lift up out of it. Good, and release the hands down. Step to plank with strength, lower down. Over the toes, up dog, inhale, downward facing on the exhale. Left foot steps up. Lower the right knee and take the arms up. Good. Feel yourself supported through the middle. So important. Lift the frontal hip points up a little bit. Yeah. Beautiful. Good. One more breath here. And fingertips down to the ground. Tuck the back toes, lift the right knee. Standing split, step up onto the left leg. So we'll revisit this pose. I'm sure you're excited about that. We'll revisit this pose a little later. But for now, we're just, you're not going to your maximum. We're just going to a space that the body wants to go. And maybe even a little bit less than that as you warm up. Like, it's okay to not go all the way. It's okay to have space and to appreciate the subtleties of the posture. Shoulders away from the ears. Good. One more breath. Crescent pose. Step back. Let the feet be at least hips width apart. And feel the right hip rotate forward. Good. And again, the back knee can be bent. What's most important in these postures, you guys, is really the pelvis is very important. I mean, this is the base of your spine. So whatever goes on with the legs is also important because it supports the pelvic bowl. But a bend in the knees in any yoga pose is pretty much okay, in my opinion. Every teacher will tell you something different, but check it out, you know, and get the pelvis aligned. Good. And on this last breath, like, go for it. Release to plank and lower to chaturanga. So even in chaturanga, the pelvis is important. If you're sloping your butt way up toward the sky or drooping it down, that's going to create strain in your lower back. So to start to become more mindful of how you are positioning yourself in the poses and cultivating healthy alignment, that will help your practice hugely. Inhale, lift the heels. Exhale, walk or hop the feet up. Beautiful. Lengthen, inhale. Fold on the exhale. Sink the hips to chair pose, inhale. And fold forward, exhale. Good. Lengthen, inhale. Exhale to chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. And exhale, down dog. Right foot steps through. Back heel flat. Warrior one. Inhale. And exhale, release to plank. And lower down to chaturanga. Up dog, inhale. Down dog, exhale. Left foot steps through. Warrior one pose, come up. And release, plank to chaturanga. Beautiful. Upward dog. Exhale, down dog. Good. And root those inner hands down. The thumb and pointer finger press the heel of the hand, especially the inner heel of the hand. Work those points down and keep them down as you bring your feet to the front of your mat. So let's hop the feet up again. Lengthen, inhale. Fold, exhale. Bend your knees. Chair pose, inhale. Fold forward, exhale. Good. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale to chaturanga. Inhale, heart lifts. Exhale, pull back to dog. Right foot steps through, back heel flat, warrior one. Good. And release. Use your core to transition. Left foot steps through, warrior one, come up and let it go. Mindfully, upward dog, downward dog. Also, as you advance in your practice, you'll notice that the breathing practice becomes more important, hopefully. Because nothing else is going to happen without your breath, right? The breath is the absolute foundation of your life. In yoga, we nurture that. And we cultivate with it. Again, bring your feet to the front of your mat. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Utkatasana, bend the knees for a breath. And fold in half, exhale. Good. Lengthen, inhale. Exhale to chaturanga. You can step or hop back if you like. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, down dog. Right foot steps through, back heel to the ground. Warrior one, inhale, and exhale, release, and lower down. Inhale, upward facing. Good. Exhale, down dog. Left side, step. Warrior one, come up. Inhale, and release. Good. One more round of these. When you're ready, bring your feet to your hands. And inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Bend the knees to chair pose. Inhale, fold on the exhale. Good. Lengthen, inhale. Exhale to chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Right foot steps through. Warrior one, come up for a breath and release and lower. Left side, step through, come up and let it go. Good. Do another scan through the inner space of yourself. Okay. Let's lift the right leg mindfully on an inhale. As you exhale, hug the right knee into your chest, shift forwards, and set the right foot down at the front of your mat. Good. Spin the back heel flat. Come up, warrior one. Good. Open up to warrior two pose. And then from here, let's press the right leg straight, lengthen forward, and we'll come into triangle pose. So in triangle, you want to work that inner right foot down and then take the right thigh and externally rotate it. So you spiral that, like that. The right thigh open. In triangle, the front leg is in an external rotation. The back leg is in a slight internal rotation. So the back leg will spiral forward. Good. Shoulders slide down the back, and the legs super strong. Fronts of the legs engaged, which will help to protect and release your hamstrings. Shoulders soft. Beautiful. Come up to warrior two. Bend the right knee. Gaze softly over your right middle finger. You could lift the corners of your mouth. It's always a nice reminder. You don't have to, but you can. And scan through the inner space of yourself. And so while we learn to feel without words in yoga, it can also be useful as feelings come up to label them just to keep them organized in your mind. Take another breath, sit down into the pose. Good, lower the hands to your mat. Come up on the back toes, step back, and take a vinyasa. Mindfully, left leg lifts. As you exhale, bring the left knee to your chest and set the left foot down at the front of your mat. Back heel flat, warrior one, inhale, and warrior two, exhale. Good. Straighten the left leg, straighten the left leg. Good, work the inner edge of the left foot down. And then as you come into triangle, get a lot of length through that side body and then come in. Remember, the front leg is in an external rotation. Yeah, the back leg, slightly internal. Triangle is one of these poses that it can appear very simple, and it is in a lot of ways, but I know it took me a long time to really learn the proper dynamic or the healthy dynamic to be in it. And of course, any alignment points are open to negotiation, right? Like, you want it to feel good in your body. However, I found these little things have really helped keep myself in pretty good working order. And especially when, like, you know, you get an injury, like you fall, your back gets thrown out. Okay, how do I really take care of myself? And then you want to implement this stuff even more so. Like, be super mindful of the way that your bones stack and the way that the muscles engage to support them. Beautiful. Now, warrior two. Sink the left hip to bend the knee. So feel how you initiate that bending of the knee from the hip joint. The back leg strong. You gaze over your left middle finger, super present. Allow the moment in and allow it to go. Jaw soft, brow soft. One more breath. Hands down. Step back and lower to chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, down dog. Good. Bring your feet to the front of your mat. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold in. Inhale to stand up, sweep the arms. And exhale, the palms together in front of your heart. Good. From here, I'm going to have you interlace your fingers in front of you and turn the palms forward. And before you start collapsing yourself into a back bend, just get the length of your spine and then reach the arms up. Palms press up. Work the inner feet down. So the feet are active, the thighs are active. Now come up on your tippy toes. Good. Now start to bend the knees. Stay on the toes if you can. Bring the palms together in front of your heart as you lower all the way down to a heel lifted squat. Good. Open the knees. Okay, we're setting up for crow pose, bakasana. So you might want to scoot back just a few inches so that your hands are easily on your mat. And you'll take the knees up as high as you can onto the triceps, maybe even into the armpits, depending on your hip flexibility, and then you can start to lift the toes up. See if you can bring the toes and heels toward your bottom. Beautiful. Some of you can hop back to chaturanga. Some of you maybe step back and lower. And if you didn't get up today, there's always tomorrow, and it may never happen, and that's fine too. Be gentle with yourself. Something else that happens with practice. Step the right foot up to your hands, come up to warrior one. Because if you practice for years and years, interlace the fingers behind your back. We're going to fold into humble warrior pose. If you practice for years and years, beating yourself up and hating on yourself is going to get really old. And that's the nice thing, is you start to see, as you observe your inner space, you start to see all your stuff. And to be able to see it from a neutral point where you can see it and perhaps label it. But when you start to label things, you can start to identify, well, maybe that's a judgment, or maybe that's a criticism. And you can bring it back to, I'm just here observing. I am the observer. One more breath. Okay, let's come up to warrior two. And we'll come into half moon from here. Step up onto the right leg and bring the right fingertips down to a block or the floor. Flex the left foot strongly. Good. Deeply breathing. Feel a little rotation into the upper back. The position of the legs and the pelvis here, that external rotation of the standing leg, it's the same as in triangle. Yes. So that lifted leg exactly is slightly internally rotated. It's really more in neutral here. Beautiful. Step back to warrior two. And bring the right fingertips down to the inside of the right foot. Let's take the left arm over the left ear. Good. Yep, nice rotation of the shoulders there. So basically, all of triangle, half moon, and side angle, and warrior two. That back leg is slight internal rotation. It's in a slight internal rotation, which she's got going on here. Feel the right hip hug into the midline of your body so it's not collapsing out to the side. Feel the pubic bone lift to support your low belly and your low back. And then rotate into the upper back. Good. Use your core. Come up, warrior two. Inhale. Exhale the hands to your mat. Step to plank. Bring the feet together and roll to the outer edge of the left foot. Reach the right arm up to the sky. Good. So some of you, maybe you lift the right leg up. And some of you, maybe you bend the right knee toward your chest and hook the right big toe with your two pointer fingers. Maybe. She doesn't have to demo this. She wasn't expecting this, that's for sure. And then maybe you lift the right leg straight up to the sky. Maybe. You can play with possibilities. One more breath, and then release to plank. Take a moment in plank. Get your spine long. Be mindful that the core is engaged. relax your face. Shift forward, inhale, lower, exhale. Good, upward dog, shoulder heads back, so nice. Downward dog is the exhale. Good. Left foot steps through. Come up to warrior one and interlace your fingers. Switch one finger over behind your back, heart lifts. Fold forward on the exhale. Feel the left knee open just a little bit. Feel the left knee open so that you can maybe dive in a little deeper. Not for the sake of going deeper, but for the sake of just the ergonomics of your body. You know, create space whenever possible. Right? We're not here to cram ourselves into little spaces. We're here to open. And if you force your way in, then you'll break. That's how you break things. Force destroys things. Power enhances them. Employ your power. Come up to warrior two. Good. To half moon. So you'll step up onto the left leg and make your way in. True power, authentic power is very gentle and kind. That's some of the most powerful stuff that there is. Very forgiving. Now stabilize that foot that you're standing on. Feel the left leg, that leg you're standing on, come to an external rotation. And then a little twist in the upper back. Beautiful. Step back to warrior two. Left fingertips to the inside of the left foot. Right arm up and over the right ear. That's right. So let's get the back leg worked first. Work that right thigh strongly and a little internal rotation. And then with the front leg, you can open that front knee a little bit. In fact, really what we're doing when we do that is you feel the left thigh draw up and back into its hip socket, just like that. That's it. Now sink the left hip just another inch, the front one. And breathe. Let the pose do the work. You surrender to the pose. Good. Nice work. Come up, warrior two. Inhale. And hands to the mat. Step to plank. You'll bring the feet together. Roll to the outer edge of the right foot. Reach the left arm up. Beautiful. And so maybe you lift the left leg. Good. Still breathing. Maybe you hug the left knee toward your chest, and maybe you hook the left big toes with your 2 pointer fingers and straighten the leg up to the sky. Good. Back to plank. Take a moment here. Feel your spine get long. If you needed to put your knees down, you can do. Otherwise, inhale, shift forward. Exhale, lower. Good. Inhale, up dog. And down dog is the exhale. Good. Walk your hands backwards to your feet for a moment. Let the head drop and hook the big toes with the 2 pointer fingers. Now start to bend the elbows out to the sides, that's it, and slide the shoulders up away from the ears. Good. Now maybe you take your hands, palms up under your feet. See if you can get your toes onto your wrists for Padahastasana. Shift your body weight a little forward so that your hips stack over your heels. Yeah, like that. And then these are very subtle adjustments, but as you shift the body weight forward a little, feel the quads engage and gently press the quads back. Okay, release the hands. Walk yourself back out to downward dog pose. Okay, so we're going to play for a moment with possibility. Keep your sense of humor. And because we're going to be doing transition into handstand right now, if this is not appropriate for your body, then skip it, A. If you have experience with handstand and you know you need a wall, then get close to one. And if you want to try kicking up without a wall, or if you know how to do handstand, then that's going to be, you know what you're doing. Okay, so just playing with possibility. Step the right foot up to your hands, please. Come up to crescent. So something to consider in all of these poses, every single standing yoga pose, is the support of your spine. This is important when you go upside down. Okay, bring the palms together in front of your heart. Keep a soft bend in the right knee as you come to Warrior 3. Good. Okay, so again, what's going on in your body right now, physically, you're going to bring with you into each pose, Warrior 3 and standing split, which we're going to do in a moment, and handstand as well. Now flex that left foot. Good. Shoulder blades together just slightly. And then lower the hands down so you're in standing split. There are lots of different ways into handstand, but yeah, do you want to even hop back another inch so that you've got space? Okay. Lots of ways in. We're going to do the single leg kick up way today. Okay. So if you can't reach the floor with a straight leg, you can bend the standing knee. But I want you to plant both hands down just like you were in down dog, right? Okay, so you're going to find a little, let's do a few hops up first. And you can even try this. You can kick up and lower down. You can kick up and lower down. Then maybe you start to catch a little air. Maybe you start to lift the other leg. Good. Breathe. She makes it look easy, I know. I've been watching her do this for many, many years. I'm in awe of it. One more breath. Okay, lower the feet down if you can. Mindfully. To the front, that's it. You can be here, that's fine. And then let's interlace the fingers behind the back again and release the shoulders. Amanda did a lot of gymnastics growing up. So just bear in mind, if this doesn't come easily to you, it's a practice, right? It's a practice. Release the arms now. Feel the shoulders soften for a moment. You could even shrug them out a little bit. Make your way back to down dog. If you want a vinyasa, you can certainly take one to help wipe the slate clean. Left foot steps through, come up to crescent. Good. Spine supported. Face soft, inner space, mindful, palms together in front of the heart. This is a nice reminder of what we're really doing, just palms together. And you'll step up to Warrior 3. I like palms together in Warrior 3. I think it is smarter for most everybody to keep the center of balance consolidated. This is a tricky pose. Feel the right hip lower a little bit And if you're collapsing through the middle, just engage the core. And then hands down for standing split. Let the head drop. Okay, so you can make your way, you can bounce around your mat until you get to a place where you feel like you've got enough space. And you always, always want enough space to fall out of handstand, even if you have experience with it. And I mean, I have a hole in one of the walls of my house from kicking up and falling out. So, I mean, just give yourself enough space, okay? You're gonna plant the palms, bend that standing knee. Try a few kicks up. It's gonna be different on each side. There's the good side and the bad side. They're not good or bad. They're just different. Watch the labels as you start to play with possibility. Spine supported. The biggest factor in finding your handstand is getting your core engaged. Good. And then as you lower mindfully, step the feet together, release the head, release the neck. You can shrug out the shoulders. Very nice. Downward dog, downward dog. Good. Nice work, you guys. As long as we're warmed up into the upper back here, let's set the knees down on the mat and stand up on your knees, and we'll do a few rounds of camel. This is a nice counter pose for handstand. Lengthen the tailbone down. Feel the shoulder blades come together a little bit. Lift the heart. Keep the neck spacious. See how Amanda's tucking her chin? I do that a lot too, as you know. Some of you reach back for your heels. If you do take the head back a little bit, just let it be like you're floating your head on a cloud. I always like that visual. And bring the work into the upper back, like someone was igniting a flame right between your shoulder blades, and you want to lift up off of it. Good. Come up. Sit back onto your heels for Vajrasana for a moment. Hands, palms down on your thighs to ground you. Do a scan through inner space. Notice how you feel. Come up again. One more round of camel. Consider the extension of your spine here. It's not just bending backwards, right? We're getting length through all the vertebrae. We're getting space. Beautiful. One more breath. And come on up. Sit back on your heels. Again, hands, palms down on the thighs. Feel your heartbeat. Feel your breath move through you. Sit on your bottom and stretch your legs straight in front of you. We'll set up for a seated spinal twist. This is the first twist of our practice. So you'll straighten straighten both legs to start. Flex the feet. And then bend the right knee and plant the right foot on the outside of the left thigh. Good. Keep this straight leg strong. And then wrap, well, let's first reach the right arm up, actually. And then reach the right arm to the floor behind you. And the left arm up. Left arm over the right thigh or around the right shin. Beautiful. Now the left foot flex and the right foot work the big toe mound on the right foot down. Good. And just consider the length of the spine, the support of that length, and also the rotation. And for the last breath, feel the shoulders sink a little bit. Beautiful. Come back to center. Straighten the legs in front of you. Bend the left knee, left foot over the right thigh, feet engaged, spine long, left arm can reach up and back to the floor behind you. Right arm reach up and over either the left thigh or around the left shin. And scan the inner space of your mind, body. They come together. And the more harmony we can cultivate with the mind, body, heart, also the emotional body, the better. But again, you can't force these things. Just like we can't force the body physically, we can't force things to come together. If you've ever tried to force somebody else to do something, I'm sure you've seen how that goes. And so in yoga, we do the opposite. We allow. As we gently guide the mind into the physical where it lives. One more breath. Okay, come back to center. Stretch both legs straight in front of you. Arms up, get long. Fold forward. Paschimottanasana. Good. Roll yourself up. Come all the way onto your back. Bend your knees. And we'll do a quick thread the eye of the needle. Cross the right ankle over the left thigh and come on in. Good. Okay, we'll switch sides from here. Of course, at home, if you want to stay longer, you can do. Beautiful. And then release the arms and the legs. Shavasana. If there's any last thing you need, maybe another twist or whatever, do that. And feel the face and neck soften, the eyelids soft. The shoulders soften. Arms heavy, fingers gentle. Chest and belly soften. Hips relax. The legs, where the femur bones attach to the hip sockets, deep in the hip sockets, relax in there. Relax the knees, relax the ankles and the feet. Allow a wave of relaxation to wash through you. And then when you're ready, stretch your arms and legs. And bring your knees to your chest. Roll to your side. And press yourself up to sit. Good. And sit yourself up tall, eyes closed. And see if you can see, feel, or even imagine a ball of light and energy in your heart. And then feel that ball of light expand so that it surrounds you like an egg. And then feel it expand even more so that it fills the room that you sit in. And feel that ball of light and energy expand out so that it surrounds the planet. Filling the planet with love and light. And then feel that ball of energy expand out to every corner of the universe. And then begin to feel that light and energy just gently draw back in to your heart. The lines between inner space and outer space. It's really just a layer of skin. As we become more mindful of what happens inside, it vibrates out everywhere, radiates everywhere. This is the power of your practice. The power, the gentle, kind, present, loving power of your practice. Bring your palms together in front of your heart. And bow to your inner teacher. Namaste. Thank you so much for practicing with us today here at Heart Alchemy Yoga. I'm Michelle Goldstein. You can find us on Facebook. You can find us on Instagram. We love hearing your comments. We love your likes and shares. It helps us out loads. So please continue to do that, and we'll see you soon.